Hi everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a series starting with the Himekuri booklet from 2023 and how I'm using it to back journal and catch up in my Hobonichi 2023. So in this video, you'll see how you can catch up really quickly over a whole year, and also how you can use journaling prompts from like a book like this to help you get through that journal so that it doesn't go to waste before the end of 2023. Now, I know this little booklet is in Japanese, but here's my tip for you. Just open the page and use your app, download the app, the Google app, and use Google Lens. And then use the translate feature from Japanese to English. It's not an exact translation, but it's very good, and it's good enough for you to really get the gist and be able to look up those products one-on-one if you're wanting more information, or even like here when it's really difficult, it will really give you enough clues to know what this paragraph is about. So it is possible without being a Japanese reader to still use this adorable little calendar. So far I've finished January, and I also want to show you how I'm working on the other months and how we're going to catch up. Again, I'm starting this from September, so this is very possible for you to do it. Everything that I've done in here, I did in a matter of 2 days. So the first thing I do is I use an app called Print to Size. Joy from Joy, I'll link her below. She shows this app and how to use it on your iPad. And so all of these squares are 3.3. So if you have like not enough pictures for the whole month, you can do like I did on this, and I just multiplied that by 2. So this image right here is 6.6 by 6.6, and it fits within the grid. I also used some foil to make my months on the bottom. I am making these available. If you do not have a Cricut and you want to order these from me, stay tuned to the end of the video. I will also put the link below on where you can buy these stickers from me. To make it easy on myself, I am selling a whole year at a time. That would be January through December per color. I'm sorry, I will not be able to break this down into individual colors for every single month, even though that's how my journal is set up. For example, here in February, you'll see I have this beautiful little rose gold. These will be options of colors, but you will get January through December. And again, if you have your own Cricut, this will just give you an idea of how you can do it yourself. I set these to be about 1 inch tall and just made sure that they were shorter than the width of the paper. So being an A5 planner, it's smaller than 5.5 inches. So all I did was did all my months all the way through September. I will be labeling these as we go. I'll share that with you. Then I had a major issue here. I tried to put down way too many stickers all at once, and I have a mess up here. So I'm going to show you how to fix mess ups. If that happens and you end up tearing your page, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. We can fix all this with the next layer that will go down. But let's finish for January. So I'll show you how I set that up. So here I'm going to insert a picture because I'm going to hide some of my journaling. So again, here for my first page of January, I'm going to just journal by handwriting, and I'll also stick some stickers on the left-hand side of pictures of my friends, but for their privacy, I'm not posting that here. All right, so on to the next page. So here's where we see some more of those Himekuri. For this particular week, the aim was for the Parker pen. So all I did was, out of the Himekuri booklet, I ripped out the page that has the main information, and I wrote a summary about it at the top up here. Also, I noticed on a separate week, they had the iconic arrows for the Parker pen. So I went ahead and stuck those here. I know it's not the same week, but that's okay. I'm still talking about January, and it's still this brand, so that's where I chose to put it. This is my particular one that I have, and so I put a picture of it here. So since I'm filming this for you guys, this is just it in its very minimalistic format. Normally what I do is after I film for you guys, I go in and add my personal pictures of whatever additional photos I want to put for that year or personal journaling that I want to do. Here's the next one, which is Stabilo. Now you'll notice none of these products necessarily have the full Stabilo look to them, even though that's the page that all of these stamps would be laid on. So again, I took the main clip, I wrote down, where I usually find my items. I took a picture of the ones I have, printed that out, and then I just did some journaling with those myself as well. And again, I can add my personal journaling to this page as I go. Next, this one was really fun. This page, the quote in the actual book, I'll show it to you here. You'll see it covers, oops, wrong page. You'll see it covers about 2 weeks here. It goes from the middle of the month to the end, and all it does is gives you a couple of quotes. Again, if you use Google Lens, you'll be able to see these, but in essence, in Japanese, this is glass and ink, and this is stamp. So here on this page, I used my glass nib pen, which I have photographed over here, along with an ink, and I demonstrated what that would look like. So this was Organic Studio. I got the pen in 2020 off of Amazon. I'll put links for all these products that I have below. And then it shows what it looks like from when you first dip this pen, it comes out very thick. So you can imagine if you were using a bold nibbed fountain pen, this is how the ink would come out, versus as you start getting to the bottom, it kind of goes to a medium width, and then what a fine to extra fine would look like. This is when it starts getting really scratchy, when there's barely any ink left in it, but you can see how much journaling I was able to do with just one dip. And honestly, I could have probably gone further if I wrote faster up here. Then the ink would have just kept flowing and I would have been able to spread it out a little bit longer. Over here, it had a cute statement in the Himekuri booklet, in essence addressing when we make mistakes with stamping. So for example, this one wasn't completely clean. It was saying you can go back in, make fun out of it. So I took another ink color and intentionally staggered the image so that I have like a double image here. This stamp came out clear. This is an example of like a landscape. This is the first year that I bought MU stamps, so I'll probably journal about that right here. These are Hobonichi stamps. And then this is just a roller stamp. I have a ton of these, and my first impression came out great, but I went ahead and did a ghost stamp 2 more times so that you could see what it would look like if you did just multiples all next to each other. So that's just a great way that you could fill in your booklet. Now I'm ready to move into February. I am going to do a whole series of videos of these. This is the first one for January. And then at the end of the year, we'll have a completed Hobonichi Day Free for the 2023 using the Himekuri booklet. Now this booklet, they are releasing a Stationery 2024. I do plan to continue this for next year. So if translation isn't your thing and you just want to hear someone translate it, I will go ahead and do that from this point forward, month to month. So I will be posting the whole series for 2023, and then I'll also post the series for 2024. So now I thought I'd just give you a quick view as to how I label these pages. That's the cover I'm using this year. The month of February, it's about 1 inch tall for all of these titles that I made. This one in particular has the hearts because this is the anniversary month for my husband and I. Our anniversary is the first week of February, so I thought this would be a cute little font. I do have this font available for a January through December setup. If you like this font, it's available on my website, and I'll link it down below. It will be available in this rose gold. Again, it will be January through December. I'm not going to be able to separate these out month by month, but you will be able to select the font type, and you will get to choose the foil color. So now I'm just ripping out the little sticky notes from the Himekuri booklet, and I'm putting them on the pages for January. and then I'm going to go all the way until I can prep the script page for February. So I'm using the big bold fonts for my main calendar pages, and then these flourish script-like fonts for the other pages. Now here I'm using an app that I talked about before, and this is a 6.6 by 6.6. Each square is 3.3 by 3.3, but as you can see, I can lay down anywhere from 3 to 6 photos all at one time. And that makes this grid system go so fast. So here I'm laying down 4 days in a row. I just cut them out from my sticker sheet and I gently lay them down. Now, when you do set up your grid, make sure you're doing it Monday through Sunday and not like me with Sunday through Saturday. So I'm having to do a lot of cutting and trimming in order to get my dates to match. So this is the flip of all those January dates. So we're going to start with some of these products. Here for the second week, we have the Stabilo Boss. These are great highlighters. They've been around for years. I want to say I even used these when I was in like middle school. So now this is a new set, but I've used these highlighters for years and years. I always love these because they don't go rolling off your desk. They just stay where you put them, and it's a great shape. Same thing with these fine liners. This is actually my second set of Stabilo fine liners. The first set I want to say I bought back around 2014. If you go back to my videos long enough when I was doing the disc bound journals, these are the pens I was using in my disc bound journals. And so this is my second pack in 10 years. So they last a really long time. I use them regularly. Now what's new to me are these neon colors. So I thought I would just kind of scribble those out and just see what they looked like. And then we'll move on to our next page. So this page was more of a journaling prompt, and the journaling prompt was glass and ink. So I'm using my glass nib pen that I bought during the pandemic. I want to say I bought it pretty much very much so at the beginning of the pandemic, around March or April. And I was really surprised. I wrote a whole card to a friend with this glass nib pen on one dip. Depending on the ink, of course, that you put in there, with the flow that you're able to get, the nib is so fine on this glass tip that you're really able to get a lot of journaling on one dip. I have, for example, on this sample right here, this was only dipped one time. I did not redip the pen at all. So it gives you a nice view from beginning to end. When it's really full of ink, it looks more like a bold, like how it would look if you had filled it into a bold nib fountain pen. And at the bottom, it looks like a fine tip or extra fine tip. And it cleans in a matter of seconds. I just put it under the water and it washed right out with no effort at all. So again, at the top, it has this bold look, and then medium nib here towards the middle, and then fine to extra fine here at the bottom. And it's super, super easy to clean. Just make sure you don't drop it. It tends to be heavy on that front side. So especially when you're washing it, you want to make sure you don't bang that tip on your sink or anything like that. So I'm going to do this little landscape design here by MU Stamp. It has a little lake, mountain, and some trees. Now you'll want to be careful with the inks that you use on this Tomoe River paper. And doing a stationery haul like this is a great way to sample inks and to really see what things work on the journaling papers. So the Versamark is like a chalk ink. It doesn't bleed through at all. Whereas this dark blue and this brown and the black, those are all memento inks. So those pigment inks do tend to bleed through just a little bit. So you'll want to be careful with those. If you don't have a Cricut and you'd like me to cut some letters out for you, I will make these available in these foil colors. These are the two main fonts that I have, but I'm also making it available with the heart font. Again, it will be January through December per font, per color, and you'll see that on my website. Or you can also choose the little flower design. So those will all be available there. Of course, if you have a Cricut or Silhouette, you'll be able to do those on your own machine. So if you're enjoying this combination of the Hobonichi Techo with the Himekuri booklet, please give this video a thumbs up. I will continue this series for this whole year of 2023. The next video will be February, and I'll continue it all the way through the end of this year with the translation of those quotes. I'll also continue that for 2024. I'll see you on the next one.